before you name anything as an emotion, before you decide how you feel. Allow yourself to arrive at this moment by sensing the simple fact of being here. There is a body sitting or lying down, breath moving gently, and awareness already awake to experience. Let yourself settle without trying to fix or improve anything. Take a posture that feels stable yet kind, allowing the spine to rise naturally while the body softens into support. Let the hands rest, the jaw unclench, the face smooth, and the eyes close or lower gently. There is nothing you need to achieve in this practice. Today is about allowing what is already present to be known with care and balance. Begin by noticing the breath as it naturally flows in and out. Do not control it. Simply feel where it is most vivid for you right now, perhaps at the nostrils, the chest, or the belly. Allow the breath to be a gentle anchor, not something to hold tightly, just a place you can return to whenever needed. As you breathe, notice the overall sense of being in the body. Feel its weight, its contact with the surface beneath you, the subtle movements that come with each inhale and exhale. Awareness is already here, quietly observing. Now, gently expand your attention to include the feeling tone of this moment. Ask silently, without analyzing, what is the emotional flavor of now? There is no need to label it clearly. It may feel pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, or mixed. Whatever is here is welcome. If emotions are quiet, simply notice that. If emotions are present, allow them to be felt. You are not trying to change how you feel, only to know it. Begin to sense where emotions show themselves in the body. Emotions are not just ideas. They are experienced physically. You might notice tightness in the chest, warmth in the face, heaviness in the belly, lightness in the shoulders, or subtle vibrations somewhere inside. Let attention rest with these sensations gently, as though you are listening rather than interrogating. There is no rush. As emotions are felt, notice the impulse to judge, suppress, amplify, or explain them. You may notice thoughts saying this is good, this is bad, this should not be here, or this means something about me. Recognize these as thoughts arising alongside emotion. You do not need to believe them. Gently return to the direct physical experience of emotion itself. Feel the raw sensations without the story. This is how you learn to feel fully without being swept away. If a strong emotion arises, remember that awareness itself is larger than any single experience. You can allow the emotion to be present while also sensing the breath, the body, and the space around it. Let emotion be held in a wider field. You may imagine awareness like a container that is strong and spacious enough to hold whatever arises. Notice how emotions change when they are met with mindful presence rather than resistance. They may intensify, soften, shift location, or dissolve. There is no correct outcome. Simply observe their natural movement. Emotions, like all phenomena, arise due to conditions and pass when conditions change. You are witnessing impermanence directly. If at any point the experience feels overwhelming, gently return attention to the breath or the feeling of the body grounded against the earth. This is not avoidance, it is stabilization. From a place of steadiness, you can reapproach the emotional experience with greater balance. Over time, you may notice that emotions lose some of their power to dominate when they are seen clearly and allowed to unfold naturally. As you continue, become curious about the rhythm of emotions. Notice how they build, peak, and fade. Notice the gaps between emotional waves. In these gaps, there is often a sense of calm, openness, or neutrality. Let yourself rest there briefly when it appears. This shows you that emotions are not constant, even when they feel familiar or repetitive. They are events, not identities. Now include thoughts again, noticing how emotions and thoughts interact. A thought can spark an emotion, and an emotion can trigger a cascade of thoughts. Observe this interplay without trying to interrupt it. Simply see the pattern. By observing rather than reacting, you are cultivating equanimity. Equanimity does not mean indifference. It means the ability to stay present with experience without being pushed or pulled excessively. If you notice self-criticism or impatience arising about how the practice is going, treat that too as an emotion to be met with mindfulness. See how it feels in the body. Let it be known kindly. Each moment of recognition is part of the practice. Now gently introduce an attitude of friendliness toward whatever you are feeling. You might silently say, "This too belongs," or "It's okay to feel this." This is not about liking the emotion, but about acknowledging its presence without hostility. Notice how this attitude changes your relationship to experience. Often, acceptance creates space where resistance created tension. As the practice deepens, you may begin to sense a stable awareness that remains present regardless of emotional content. Emotions move through this awareness, but awareness itself remains steady. Rest in this knowing. Feel how this perspective allows emotions to be experienced fully without defining you or controlling your actions. This is the heart of mindful presence with emotions. Toward the latter part of the practice, allow attention to expand to include the whole body and mind again, with emotions as just one part of the landscape. Sense the breath, sensations, sounds, and feelings all coexisting. There is room for everything. You do not need to choose between awareness and emotion. They can exist together. If emotions are subtle now, notice that. If they are still present, continue to observe them gently. Trust the process. As you prepare to conclude, reflect briefly on what you have learned by direct experience. You have seen that emotions can be felt fully without being overwhelming. You have seen that they are impermanent and conditioned. You have touched the possibility of balance and clarity, even in the presence of difficult feelings. Carry this understanding with you into daily life. When emotions arise off the cushion, pause, feel them in the body, breathe, and allow space before reacting. This is how mindfulness transforms your relationship with experience. Begin to bring awareness back to the physical environment, sensing the room around you while staying connected to the body and breath. Gently wiggle the fingers and toes if that feels right. When you are ready, open your eyes or lift your gaze, carrying forward the understanding that you can meet emotions with presence, kindness, and wisdom. In doing so, you cultivate freedom not by escaping feeling, but by embracing it with awareness and equanimity. Pause now and sense the quiet confidence that that comes from knowing you can stay with your inner life without being overtaken by it. Notice that this capacity is not something you force, but something that reveals itself through patient attention. In the moments ahead, emotions will continue to arise, just as they always have. When they do, remember this simple orientation toward feeling rather than judging, sensing rather than analyzing. Even a brief pause to feel one breath or one bodily sensation can restore balance. Trust that awareness grows through repetition. Each moment of mindful contact strengthens clarity, compassion, and steadiness, allowing you to live with greater emotional honesty and ease.